welcome to the Holy Creek Show, the best podcast in the universe. My name is Zul Dorian Yates Awap.
My name is Muhammad Khidir.
My name is Farid Schwarzenegger.
Habis main tu.
Assalamualaikum Temasek people.
Waalaikumsalam. Disiplin lah.
Dan podcast ini ditajakan khas oleh Altura Spaces Private Limited.
Altura Spaces adalah sebuah company renovasi.
Ya, betul.
Company renovasi yang buat tak kira lah renovation dia besar ke, kecil ke,
Betul.
tua ke, muda ke.
Betul.
Rumah baru, rumah lama. Rumah yang belum siap pun dia bikin.
Yalah pasal planning stage.
Betul.
Jadi boleh sebelum rumah tu siap, korang dah ada layout.
Yes.
Jadi korang boleh terus tanyalah macam what's the recommendations.
Correct. They have good ideas
Yes, good ideas. Very nice, very orang kata composed and professional.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So how to get them is 8714-5808. 8714-5808.
Dalam Melayu Farid.
Melayu, okay. Bahasa Melayu.
8714-5808.
Baik. Diorang pun ada Instagram
Ada
Instagram dia alturaspaces.co. Dengan TikTok.
So korang jangan lupa untuk follow mereka di social media mereka. Jadi korang boleh tengok the past works lah yang diorang pernah buat.
Tapi diorang pun ada showroom.
Ada showroom dekat mana?
Dekat Ubi.
Dekat Ubi. Kalau korang nak tahu, korang pergi Google lah.
Yes.
Nama diorang pun dah tertera dekat Google.
Dah ada
Ada.
Show off sial.
Wow.
Okay, kita masih lagi bersama Daniel Azman bersama kita di dalam studio. And kita banyak lagi soalan-soalan yang kita nak tanya. Tapi sebelum tu kan, dari tadi kan Daniel, aku ada terfikir ni soalan. Pasal kau cakap bila kau compete kan, at that point of time, after 5 years of not competing, then kau train, kau rasa macam you were at your best and you felt that okay, I'm ready for this. Tapi dalam competition macam gini, what are they looking at? Bila macam kau cakap kan, physics atas, upper body punya physics kan. But then what makes the difference bila diorang, let's say judge nak tengok yang badan kau ni solid, nak taruh kau dekat placing mana ni semua, what do they look at? Kalau kau boleh explain sikit.
Okay, boleh. Macam yang tadi, yang firstnya episode yang aku cakap, for the criteria yang macam like small waist and thick chest, thick back, then V-taper, then shoulder kena wide and broad. Then of course kau punya posing also did play important role on how you hide your weakness and how you flaunt your strength. So when come to competitions, kan terlalu ramai orang kan.
Yeah.
So they will find the most complete in all these criteria.
Okay.
Maybe in like this competition, I may be the most complete. Tapi when I go to another competition, actually ada orang lagi most complete.
Correct.
Yeah, in every aspect when come to yang tadi aku mention tu, that is just a structure. Then the muscle density. Then of course kau punya kau punya shredded lah, how company kau punya condition. Yeah, so how low of your body fats and everything, it's all play a part.
Yeah. I see. Okay.
Tapi bila kau berbual macam ni kan, bila tadi Dan berbual macam ni, dia is scientifically apa-apa yang dia berbual pasal muscle group tu kan. Macam kau punya serratus anterior, kau punya latissimus dorsi, nampak?
Cik.
Nampak? Aku relax je kata. Tapi which is betul pasal dulu yang Arnold menang dia punya time, the Mr. Universe punya time kan, dia punya bicep, dalam bicep tu ada bicep lagi sian. Arnold Schwarzenegger kata kan.
Yes.
It is, dia menang tu pasal tu dia ada extra bicep inside the bicep. Tapi
macam mana dia orang nampak?
Bila dia flex bila dia pose tu. Kan tu asal dia panggil
Kau try
bicep.
pose?
Aku tak nak show.
Kau ni bicep.
Tapi kata cute dia bicep pasal ada 2 muscle, dia tricep pasal ada 3 muscle kit. You need to know all of this.
Malas. Okay, Dan, aku nak tanya kau. So, kau punya minat ni dalam fitness atau dalam bodybuilding ni start dari bila? Pasal aku masih ingat macam dulu bila aku waktu muda-muda sikit kan.
Yes.
Nama kau ni orang selalu pasal social media dah start Instagram.
Yes.
Correct.
So aku dekat kerja pun ada budak-budak yang macam minat lah dalam bodybuilding. So kita orang macam it comes to a point where diorang berbual, okay aku nak badan macam gini, aku nak badan macam gitu, aku nak badan macam Daniel Azman lah, aku tengok badan dia gila babi tau, gini-gini. So aku asyik dengan nama engkau, tapi aku at that point of time aku selalu ingat engkau ni
Betul kau tak suka dia kan?
aku bukan tak suka dia,
Cakap
aku tak
betul-betul.
kenal dia.
Tak betul-betul lah. Apa yang kau nak ni
Okay, tak apa, nanti kita lepas Danny nak start kontroversi. Paria. Okay. So and diorang selalu cakap nama kau champion. Then after that aku after so long, then kau masih ingat yang kita orang first time pergi gym dengan gym folks semua, budak-budak lah, dengan Yat semua. So jumpa dekat gym, sekali kau tanya aku, kau dulu kerja MBS Sekali terus tahu aku cakap aku memang kerja MBS lah, which aku tahu dalam podcast pun orang memang dah tahu tu benda. Dan sekali kau bilang aku kau pun dulu MBS. Dan bila aku terus terfikir dan department pula kita, bangsa aku dengan department kau sama apa?
Yes.
Dan terus bila aku fikir-fikir balik, bila masa aku jumpa dia ni sekali kau tunjuk muka kau.
Aku tunjuk gambar.
Kau tunjuk gambar kau. Baru aku teringat muka dia, pasal at that point of time kau part timer apa?
Part timer, and aku kecil dulu. I mean like aku yang apa ni, time aku kerja part time tu aku tak minat fitness pun.
Kau tak minat kan?
Tak.
So badan dia kecil. Dan baru aku
Which
ingat,
is like 20 berapa?
2011.
I think 2010, 2011. Ada lah. Ya.
So at that point of time, bila dia tunjuk gitu, baru aku teringat, ni aku pernah nampak. Cuma aku was thinking like, at that point of time, kau tak ada fitness. Macam kau cakap, kau tak minat fitness langsung. But
Yes,
what made you suddenly trigger to macam, aku nak workout lah?
Okay. Macam ni cerita aku pernah share juga. This cerita quite kelakar. And because macam aku cakap, dulu bukan tak kata aku tak minat fitness. Dulu aku time kecil aku main bola. Main bola. So bila main bola, always mostly more to cardio apa. So cardio kira aku suka lah. Cardio. Habis lepas tu bila masuk NS tu lah aku fireman. Fireman more on endurance training. So macam benda gini aku suka. Macam HIIT, endurance training and everything semua kira kan aku suka lah. Tapi yang angkat weight ni semua aku tak minat. Then sekali bila time time NS, baru aku start tu macam pelan-pelan angkat weight. Aku start tu angkat weight, and then along the way terus aku macam itu pun buat for fun je. Just untuk macam for health and for kira kan nak for strength lah.
Kasih badan cantik chicks tengok
macam gitulah. Tak, tapi standard punya question, orang kalau buat badan, I think confirm semua ada that niat. Semua want to look good. Correct. And want to attract the opposite gender.
Yes, correct. Not me lah.
Tapi honestly aku tak start to do that tau. Aku punya mindset bukan tu. Pasal aku that time aku dah kahwin. Aku started carry weightlifting kan. Bila aku dah kahwin. Pasal at that point of time aku nak remove aku punya past activity sebelum kahwin. So aku want to change aku punya ni. But aku didn't realise that actually that is after a while, bila kau bikin badan kau makin cantik kan, then nanti orang akan, it will attract attention.
Yes.
Dan terus kau punya mentality, aku punya mentality jadi takut. Takut dah. Pasal kau dah kahwin.
Faham.
Lepas tu terus pasal it attracts different attentions.
Tapi kau cakap aku yang attract lelaki.
Itu juga. Paria. Jadi nak kena gini lah, kasih dia ni. Okay, continue.
But we segue a bit because I think as what you mentioned, orang dah tahu macam mana dia nak start daripada bola, buat cardio and stuff like that. Habis dengan sekarang dengan badan dia macam gini, dah kahwin, ada anak 2, mesti ada side chicks.
Kejap lah, dia belum habis cerita tadi
Tak
punya.
apa, tak kisah, kita masuk ni important kid, side chicks.
Side chicks teruskan lah.
Kau rasa the state right now yang kau punya badan gini, ada tak sampai sekarang Ataupun kau nak share macam 3-4 years ago, mesti ada macam perempuan-perempuan datang, I like your body.
Ya. Macam hi Dad.
Nampak?
Macam gitu tiba-tiba
Macam
mana
tak ada? Aku harap kau boleh share.
Boleh.
Okay, Alhamdulillah.
Definitely boleh. Kalau aku kata tak ada bedik, confirm ada.
Okay.
Because benda-benda macam gini
200% ada
ni confirm ada.
Okay.
Be it
Double confirm.
perempuan, be it lelaki.
Yeah.
Lelaki.
Wow.
So of course along the way yang slide DM tu semua tu normal.
Okay.
Lagi normal time back then belum kahwin.
Okay.
So bila dah kahwin dia dah kurang.
Uh-uh.
Pasal social media aku banyak focus and posting family every time. So I think it's also important how we bring ourselves as a character kan. In our social media. Pasal ada yang aku kenal ramai yang dah kahwin tapi social media tak ada gambar partner terus. Kemana pun tak ada. Tapi gambar badan dia je.
Oh ya.
So kalau aku buat macam itu, confirm mengundang and confirm ada. BD tak ada.
Yes.
So and along the way ada. Cuma nak kena kuat lah. Aku tak cakap aku menang punya kuat lah. So selagi boleh elak lah.
Adakah pasal kau terselak kau punya line berbet tu? Apa dia panggil?
Line berbet?
Yang V tu lah. V apa dia panggil?
Brazilian
Kau turunkan suara kau sikit terus ada macam line.
Ada V
Mesti ada Ronaldo punya ada.
Okay. It's so-called scientific name is called Adonis belt lah.
Adonis belt.
Ya.
He knows lah.
Kalau yang layman's term, yang jalan jahat, Kevin Klein.
Betul
Kalau
lah.
pakai suara dalam Kevin Klein nak tunjuk.
Ya, betul lah.
Yes. Tahu lah, faham lah.
Orang suka tupat
Aku tak tak when come to apa yang orang suka aku totally tak tahu pun. So because aku usually like mostly post kalau macam competition yang badan, mostly is like half of our body dah half naked right? Yeah. So bila kita keep posting and everything, of course along the way sometimes people will attract and you know kadang-kadang kita tak tahu followers tu tengah horny ke.
Betul.
Apa dia cakap yang lelaki atau perempuan tu? Macam mana dia macam slide in the conversation dengan kau?
Biasanya kalau be it lelaki atau perempuan, first yang tanya, you buat personal training
Yes.
Cliche question
You buat personal training Then kalau dah biasa dapat tu DM, so I know lah where will this lead to. So just I standard akan answer. Tapi kadang-kadang takut apa ni, kalau tak answer kadang-kadang maybe that will be a potential client. So aku will answer. So bila aku answer kata, then aku kata aku kerja full time ni gini, kalau nak datang and you can meet my consultant. Because aku don't do the consultant, you need to go through my consultant. Kan kau dah settle all the payments and everything, baru aku will take you from there.
Okay.
It's better that way, right? Oh tak, because I thought like I was you doing freelance, you boleh train kat rumah ke?
Tak ada.
Nak train kat rumah.
Tak ada. Ada apa tahu? I tinggal kondo, I ada gym.
Yes.
Jadi boleh pakai kat gym I. Ini yang kau badan macam gini pakai rabak, kira badan fizik ni. Yang aku gini orang slide DM tanya aku, kau buat
nak lari dalam gym ke apa?
Aku macam tak. I am not a qualified PT. Aku terpaksa cakap
lah. Bagus lah. That's a very good answer lah. The correct answer.
Tapi aku check dulu profile. Tak lawa, tak boleh.
Alah.
Tapi betul lah aku cakap Dan.
Betul. Dan nanti then kalau kau go deeper, kalau kau layankan nanti dan disesuai nanti tiba dah hantar gambar yang apa ni
body condition lah.
Macam itulah.
Belum start dah body condition dulu lah.
Shit man.
Tiba-tiba dah report lah.
Teruk
Body check serius lah. Meripik ke?
Ada. I mean like BD tak ada. Mesti ada. Yeah, even apa ni, okay, not in my current gym, not in my previous gym, tapi kalau in a personal trainer punya apa tu experience, banyak je cerita aku dengar yang mana apa tu trainer dengan klien. Semua I mean like normal lah. Kadang-kadang perempuan tak perlu tengok lelaki tu kira badan shredded competition punya kind tau. Diorang dah turn on. Kadang-kadang setakat ala kadar ada chest sikit je gini. Example macam yang hati-hati pada badan tak
Yalah,
seberapa.
yalah, correct.
In mata aku tak seberapa.
Correct,
Tapi
correct.
in dia mata, wah, abang ni sado, sedap.
Ya, correct.
So itu je dah attract. Because
Yeah,
untuk
yeah,
as long diorang dah nampak ketat and shoulder broad and especially lah yang mana ada height kan. Lagi diorang dah macam
Happy lah, happy lah.
Correct. Terus basah. Kita nak try tapis, takut sendiri dia terus kasih basah.
Okay, sekarang enough of that. Kau ni perangai lah. Tapi back to your story lah tadi yang kau cerita kelakar lah. Yang kau kan kata it started off from cerita kelakar. Macam mana kau ini?
Started
started
he's
off.
doing cardio football,
Yes,
he's
betul,
playing
betul.
football. Then where does the bodybuilding comes in?
Yeah.
Okay. So dulu aku take it bola seriously. As usual lah. I mean like those who 30s. Macam
Yeah,
kata
betul.
30s. Bila
Asal kau kekek? Kau nak tahu pasal dia kekek tak?
Tahu tadi.
Pasal tadi aku tengah berbual dengan dia, umur orang ni berapa? Dia kata, aku cakap umur kita lah kan. Dia kata tak lah. Engkau kan 35 apa? Aku tak pernah dengar saya ni barang. 30s mean 30s lah. Okay. Silakan.
Okay, so back to the cerita tadi. So kalau macam for 30s kan, that time semua orang nak jadi footballer.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
there was one point time semua nak jadi footballer. So this is where aku main untuk sekolah, main C boys, B boys. Then bila masuk ITE pun, to get selected to play Combine West, Team 1, kira kan dah gila babi lah.
Yalah, correct.
Tapi aku main reserve.
Okay.
Tapi for reserve dah gila babi, because for the first 11 semua kebanyakan most of them budak sports school dengan national.
Yep.
I see.
Yeah, so that's aku main reserve.
Yeah.
Then aku bila tu along the way, so aku try a few clubs, kan dapat macam like Terminus Rovers and everything. So when come to like going to under 18, I don't get it. I don't make it the cut lah.
Okay.
So yang straightforward punya ball, kira kan aku tak bagus lah at that point of time lah.
Okay.
Kira kan tak bagus to make it a cut among my batch lah.
Yeah.
Then aku cakap, okay, you know what, I need to find something new. Because aku used to be competitive lah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But why not I try something new, different things. So aku tak think about this bodybuilding.
Okay.
Aku cuma start gym je. Then to cut it short, aku bila dah join into personal training, then aku try, I say to my friend that I say aku nak compete for fun. Then to cut it short again, first happen to compete for fun. Then happen that first comp aku dapat third placing and third among the 16 athletes. Then aku macam wow, not bad.
Yeah.
Then it motivate me to do more. Then aku compete lagi, aku get second. Aku compete lagi, aku dapat second. Then lepas tu aku cakap, okay, you know what, aku nak keep compete sampai aku dapat champion. Then aku dapat champion again on apa ni, bila aku 2017.
Yeah.
And that time lagi aku dapat double champion when wife aku tengah pregnant. Anakku yang first. And that year, then after that aku kata, okay, ni kita ada champion local kan. Baru kita pergi overseas, compete kat Macau. Aku kata nak try Macau, nak tengok, cuba kebolehanku sampai mana. Okay, kat Macau aku dapat placing juga, alhamdulillah dapat third. That point of time 2018. Then nak try lagi, which is 2020, then COVID. Then this is where yang tadi aku cakap.
Yeah.
Then to cut it short, 5 years off season, then the drive start to hilang. Then bila nak return back, somehow usually orang kalau come back, dia punya story usually macam cool lah story.
Yeah.
Tapi story aku is like macam aku come back in, dia macam a bit lost a bit here and there
Yeah.
lah.
Yeah.
But
I see.
okay, but from Netty to somewhere that you are now using gears and stuff. What's the idea of behind using gears just to, make your body much more bigger and,
Yeah.
why? Why in the first question is why did you do it?
Yep.
Second question is do you regret when you are not Netty?
Okay. That's a very good question.
Very, very good.
Very
Yalah,
good
so
question.
well
And I
Yeah.
think
Surprising.
Yeah.
Okay.
especially kalau ada yang followers yang literally nak pakai.
Yeah.
And I think this is also a good knowledge to know. Then aku tak terus pakai racun.
Okay.
Aku I would say for the first 3 years of my gym, aku natural. So somehow I already got the basics. I already know somehow what is nutrition, diet, and I know to. And the reason why aku start to pakai because aku nak compete. That is first thing. Then this is where I know that okay, when competing, I'm against everyone that is using.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but of course I know nowadays orang akan cakap tapi sekarang ada banyak competition natural apa. Sekarang tapi back then tak banyak.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean like kalau orang kata kau tak ada disiplin. I mean like the reason I was still young, so that I made like aku say that I want to give it a try.
Yep.
You know. So bila aku give it a try, so the reason why, because bila kita gym, I need to ensure my hormones everything all proper.
Yep.
So and most important thing aku punya recovery.
Yep.
Bila kau pakai bila kau tengah pakai dengan kau tak pakai totally lain.
Okay.
Bezanya kalau kau tengah pakai, recovery kau lagi cepat, kau boleh rembat lagi. Yes, tak mestinya kau pakai kau totally boleh kau tidur je badan besar tak.
Yeah.
Kau masih nak kena work hard. Tapi so kau boleh macam rembat without body kau rabak kalau natural. Yeah. The
Okay.
reason why I say that because now aku sekarang tengah natural.
Yep.
Kan aku not competing apa.
Yep.
Aku tengah off season, kasih my hormones, kan aku punya receptor semua all back to normal. Resetting lah.
Yep.
That's why this year aku tak pakai. So aku come on natural. So my recovery is different. When recovery is different, aku punya workout program is totally different.
Okay.
So kalau bila aku tengah on gear, kalau rembat 5-6 hari, kalau 7 hari workout pun boleh. Tapi sekarang weight training aku cuma 4 hari je. 4 hari, itu pun aku nak kena control berapa set, berapa exercise je kalau aku nak go heavy. Aku tak boleh macam hari-hari rembat.
Okay.
Then for cardio wise also, for cardio doesn't really much lah, because even cardio on gear ke non on gear ke, tetap I mean like the body response is the same lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Bagi aku, if you are on gear, I don't know. Maybe this is some research that I did.
Yep.
It has to be like a cycle, 2 on, 2 off, 4 on, 4 off, something like that.
Somehow something like that.
Somehow like that. What if that someone wants to start the gear? Do you advise them to take, or do you not advise them to take?
Okay, because kalau aku advise dorang not to take, definitely nowadays, because it's like there's a lot of informations a lot in throughout the YouTube, TikTok and everything.
Correct.
Then people already exposed. Especially aku terperanjat kebanyakan yang budak yang compete nowadays sekali lagi muda dari aku, tapi badan dah besar. Bila dah badan dah besar, kan even dia gear, even bila aku tanya apa stack kau gimana, gila babi dorang punya stack. Padahal younger than me. Yeah, if you were to ask me whether I encourage, my answer yes, also no. Because at the same time, first of all, you need to know why you want to use it.
Correct.
You need to know your why.
Yep.
Yeah, what's your purpose? Kalau kau setakat nak macam pakai untuk macam nak
Nampak
aku
cantik,
nak badan besar, nampak cantik everything. You can, I mean like everybody can still reach their potential with natural body. Natural. Yeah. So kalau kau dah go, bila kau dah do it naturally, tapi kau dah somehow plateau, I mean like bukan somehow dah macam dah plateau, and then kau nak ni extra boost, then maybe you can give it consider. Tapi when consider, ensure you will have a proper guidance.
Okay.
Yeah, like hire a coach ke, atau go macam klinik ke, doktor ke, macam for TRT ke apa ke. All
correct.
this. Yeah.
Okay. So dulu time aku gym time, dulu Sports for Life yang bayar $1.50 punya gym yang dekat Bedok Stadium ni.
Oh yeah.
Dulu ada abang-abang macam ni, kau angkat ni bintang bagus, handball lah.
Handball.
Kau angkat ni bagus ni, kau ambil ni 10. Aku pernah ambil kit.
Habis?
Habis badan berjerawat gila babi.
Yes.
So aku macam this benda is not for me. I'm not into this. Time aku angkat weight time, I'm not into all these steroids and stuff.
Yep.
So bagi aku yang on my personal basis, kalau aku pernah nampak orang-orang macam gini, aku pernah nampak orang macam gini collapse in front of me when they are taking the stuff. So aku try to avoid as much as possible.
Yes.
But now at this day and age where all the pharmaceutical company are really doing their R&D and stuff like that, like the HGH, like their Test E whatsoever, it's quite very saline, which is very very clean right now. Dulu punya aku cakap dengan kau, gila babi kit. Dia macam apa tahu, dah macam jual drug kat bawah table ni tahu. Yang serious. So sekarang seperti Daniel advice, there's a yes and no. Apa pendapat bini kau bila dia your wife especially yang kau pakai ni benda? What
was her reaction?
What was her reaction?
Actually, okay, dia punya orang, dia as long dia tahu kalau apa aku punya tujuan untuk pakai.
Okay.
Aku Because that time aku pakai because aku nak compete.
Okay.
Then didn't know what is my goal and what is what actually dia macam just support je lah. Actually dia tak ada
Bagus
macam
lah. Pasal ada family members or ada bini tak mau nanti you know erectile dysfunction ini here and there. So if the wife understand, I think being very supportive, aku rasa memang solid lah.
Memang
solid lah.
Wow, okay. Apa tu aku nak tanya kau, like for let's say for those who diorang tak main gear lah, but for those who just start to get involved in apa tu gym atau fitness. What would your advice be? Pasal at the end of the day, diorang pun ada diorang punya goals and different people ada diorang punya, orang kata diorang punya the kind of body that they want to achieve.
Yes.
Correct.
So what would be your first advice bila orang nak start bikin benda ni? Pasal kadang-kadang kalau kita tahu time kita muda-muda kan, pergi gym aku tengok orang ni bikin je lah.
Ikut je.
Ikut je apa dia whack dia punya movement lah. Diorang tak tahu dia punya form punya apa tu, their forms are not right. So what would be your best advice for them?
Okay, my best advice is kalau if you really want to seek for knowledge, will be great kalau if you can hire a personal training. Okay, so that is one thing. You hire a personal training, save your time. Yes, kau spend certain amount of money, tapi kau save your time, tapi you learn as much as you can, and along the way you also understand your body more. So along the way kau akan faham, okay ni cara dia, ni cara dia. Ada orang kata tak nak pasal training buang duit. Kau boleh buat sendiri. Boleh. Buat sendiri memang boleh. Tapi kirakan in order untuk kau go to point A to point B, makan bertahun-tahun pasal kau need to find it, whereby with a personal training, dia pimpin kau shorter because no error along the way, because they know more. Kalau tak ada personal training, yes, I understand that fitness can be expensive, personal training can be expensive. Not everyone have the luxury to spend. And that is okay. So this is where macam start to find a friend, then along the way train together with a friend. Aku rather people yang kan go dekat gym kat mana-mana, kat mana Anytime Fitness ke nowadays, aku nampak budak-budak kadang-kadang diorang partner up and everything. Diorang gym and everything.
Yes.
They start out. Aku tak ada rasa macam menyampah ke apa tau. Aku rasa macam
bagus.
This is me when I was last time. Because bila aku still remember, bila aku masih starting, aku from nobody. So aku ingat aku pergi Safra Toa Payoh, aku gym, datang aku pergi dengan wife aku. Aku cakap dengan dia, B, kita jangan train kat bawah. Pasal banyak abang-abang badan besar.
Sama.
Malu.
Yes.
So aku pergi second level. Pasal yang second level semua equipment. Yang kau tahu aku buat apa? Aku bantai semua equipment. Betul. Pasal kau bilang tu. Habis lepas tu, dah habis tu, terus aku dengan wife aku turun bawah. That time matai lah, zaman matai lagi. Turun bawah, tu kita beli protein shake. Terus minum.
Semangat lah. Bergaya.
Pasal protein shake. So, and also it's better to know deeper. Because when it comes to fitness, seriously banyak benda korang nak kena tahu. And banyak benda yang even until now I'm still learning. Still learning about myself and still learning about the fitness industry. What works for me, what works for other people. Because aku kan a full-time personal training. Maybe things that works for me doesn't work for all my clients. So I need to understand apa yang dia ni tak boleh, asal ni dia boleh. Pasal kalau kau dah start understand kau punya badan, then this is where kau macam kau tahu kau should do a proper diet. So kalau kau cakap what is the best advice is first learn how to count calories.
Okay.
And calculate your macros. Then once they understand how to find the maintenance calories, then along the way then diorang boleh tahu, okay, aku nak surplus, aku nak bulking, aku surplus this amount. Then kalau aku nak cutting, aku this amount. Along the way, yes, of course you will make a lot of mistake. Tapi as you do year by year, you are learning about your body, how your body react. Oh, ni benda aku tak boleh makan, ni benda aku boleh makan, ni benda aku tak boleh makan. So kau start to understand your body more. Bila kau dah understand, kau mengatakan, okay, aku tahu bila aku nak cheat, and kalau nak cheat, apa benda aku boleh cheat, kalau apa yang aku tak boleh cheat. So at the end of the day, kau akan faham badan kau diri sendiri.
I see. Okay, talking about mistakes, what are the common mistakes yang beginners will have?
The common mistake yang orang kata, okay, bila nak bulk je, diorang kata diorang makan banyak. Tapi bila diorang makan banyak, diorang tak kira macros kan. So diorang kata makan banyak je. Tapi bila makan banyak, diorang lantak, diorang end up diorang grow fats than muscle.
Correct.
Because their macros is not even, whereby their protein, pasal dong makan banyak, kira kan junk kan, high carbs, high fats, kira kan macam McDonald's apa, high carb, high fats, tapi protein intake dorang doesn't meet. Then bila dorang bantai, how come bila dorang rasa macam lethargic, habis masa dorang recovery macam literally a bit shitty and everything. Oh, because their nutrients that they been eating and they put inside their mouth is not a good source. Because at the end of the day, apa yang kita makan, that's how we feel. Yeah, that's why ada orang kata aku macam lemau, macam panas, malas. Habis kau tengok, kadang-kadang kau tengok, how come yang runners, no, I'm not talking about bodybuilder, I'm talking about in general fitness, be it from runners ke, high roxer ke, atau boxer ke, or bodybuilding. Kira orang pagi-pagi dah boleh pergi lari lah, pagi-pagi dah boleh gym faster lah ni semua. And how come dorang punya energy macam non-stop? Because this is what they put their food inside their mouth.
Yes.
Really play a part. Pasal ni badan kita, seriously, aku dulu belajar, badan kita literally macam kereta bro. So kalau kau sumbat minyak yang paling murah, dia murah lah jadi kereta tu. Dalam jahanam lah. Tapi kalau kau sumbat tu V-Power, then literally
jaga prolong je ini lah.
Prolong lah. So then this is where along the way kau nak kena bila kau dah gym, bila rimbat-rimbat pun at the same time kau nak kena sayang badan. Bila dah sayang badan, which is spend on recovery, like macam aku pergi cold plunge, deep tissue massage and everything. Some people bila bantai tapi dia tak spend on this. Then this is where injuries come. When injuries come, tak apa, aku stop sekejap Then bila stop sekejap, motivation down. Then lepas tu repeat, then lepas tu down, lepas tu repeat. Then macam sampai bila nak game kan, you will never reach your entire goal. So kalau kau tanya aku, what's the best advice for those who really into this? First, seek proper knowledge, understand your body. Second, bila dah bantai badan, nak kena sayang badan juga.
Betul.
So then bila dah sayang badan, and lastly kau nak kena makan kena proper. Make sure kau do your workout. You need to train smart, not train hard, yes, but need to train smart. But at the same time include your cardio. Cardio is very important.
Aku tak boleh lah. Cardio.
Stop
Potong kan. Okay, kita berbual pasal cardio. Sekarang orang-orang bikin badan kan, selalu diorang bikin. Bila kena cardio je malas. Apa kau punya best advice for them? Tips yang kau ada? Pasal engkau pun mesti bikin kan dulu-dulu kan.
Dia bikin. Aku nampak dia
bila cardio je otak mati.
Bila
cardio je otak malas. Macam mana
cardio ni ada banyak level tau. I mean like in term of talking about bodybuilding punya layman term, yes, kita punya cardio is very just zone 2.
Yes.
Zone 2, the reason why kita just for fat loss. And on top of that, of course, for your cardiovascular punya health and everything. And it also help us to improve our endurance while training weights training. So kau tak senang pancit. Bila kalau kau train kau punya cardio, kau tak senang pancit macam tu. Then also kita nak burn calories is not by doing weight training. Weight training doesn't burn calories. Ni untuk orang yang tak tahu. Bila kau buat weight training, this is where kau tear the muscle. Bila kau tear the muscle, bila kau tidur, this is where it recover, then it grow the muscle. When muscle grow, this is where it increase your metabolism, your BMR. So when they increase, then this is why you burn additional while resting.
I see.
So that is one thing. Tapi kalau kau nak burn on the spot, is by doing cardio. By doing cardio, doing steps and everything. So macam aku buat zone 2 cardio. Tapi kadang-kadang bila badan dah ringan sikit, kadang-kadang pasal aku dulu kan kata aku footballer. Cardio is my thing lah. I mean I love cardio. Tapi cuma aku punya orang cardio mostly endurance. Aku tak ada macam bro speed berapa bro. So aku buat cardio. So kalau kau tanya aku tadi
apa kau punya, macam mana kau nak motivate orang-orang untuk bikin cardio ni?
Because aku selalu emphasize and encourage dekat siapa-siapa yang aku tanya yang kalau kau nak buat weight training, you always incorporate weight training with cardio.
Yes.
And kalau kau buat cardio, you need to incorporate with weight training. Dia ni dua macam husband and wife tau. So kalau macam satu je, kira macam kalau kau buat cardio aja, then nanti kau punya you will lose a lot of muscle. Then bila muscle tu nanti kau punya recovery, habis kau punya kira macam kau tak boleh go for longer or speed or power. So you need to balance both At the end of the day, you need to know what you want.
I see. So important benda tu mesti buat
I mean like cardio mesti buat, 2 times a week ke 3 times a week ke. Tapi cardio depends on what definition of cardio. Kalau kau buat high rocks, of course cardio kau lari 10 km ke 20 km ke. Kalau kau buat apa ni, nowadays dah ada banyak trend whereby all the runners diorang lari 10 km tu kira kan dia punya warm up. I think 5 km is their warm up, 10 km is their normal run. So macam you yourself, right? You've been running. So macam kalau macam aku cardio, aku always clock at least 3 to 4 km aja.
Okay.
But usually for bodybuilders or physique 12% incline, habis tu orang akan walk to get that zone 2 lah. I tried, but it gets very boring. Untuk aku pernah try sikit.
Kau nak kena ada Netflix depan kau.
Tak boleh.
Tak boleh?
Tak boleh, aku dah try.
Dan on Quran lah.
Yes.
Aku dengar podcast. Aku dengar podcast.
Nampak? Dengar podcast. Kau dengar Quran.
Quran terbakar.
Okay, understand. Okay, kita pun dah sampai ke penghujung. Tapi before we end this,
boleh.
aku ada 5 rapid questions for you lah.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so aku akan tanya, kau just answer lah. Okay. So number 1, 5 rapid questions. Tapi aku ni ChatGPT lah. Of course lah, we have to use the technology. Okay, what's your go-to post-workout meal?
My go-to post-workout meal? Standard straight away protein shake lah.
Protein shake, straight. Okay. Deadlift or squat, which one's king?
Squat. Aku dah 7 years never deadlift.
Asal lah?
Pasal aku pernah buat, I mean like, it doesn't
You're talking about RDL
it doesn't need for aku punya men's physique because kita tak nak macam waist besar and everything. So kalau kita nak to activate that kita punya erector, kita tak buat deadlift tapi kita buat rack pull atau back extension.
Okay, I see. Okay. What supplement can't you live without?
I think protein.
Protein lah. Okay. How many rest days do you take a week?
1 or 2.
1 or 2.
But nowadays is 2 lah.
Now 2 lah. Okay. Last question. What's the biggest myth in bodybuilding?
Biggest myth in bodybuilding is fat can turn to muscle.
Betul.
Orang fikir gitu.
Tu. Okay.
Tu pakcik-pakcik kasih.
Pakcik. Betul. Okay, aku nak ada masukkan satu rapid question.
Okay.
Is creatine essential for everyday usage?
Okay. This is a good question because honestly aku tak pakai creatine. As in, aku
Nampak.
tak pakai creatine. Tapi
Itu monyet. Jangan.
okay, aku tak pakai creatine. Tapi it's really good for daily usage. Dia macam protein shake.
Correct.
Yeah, because it's good for your recovery. And it's really proven. Yeah, so aku dah do a lot of research and everything. It's good. It's just that aku tak pakai because aku sponsor tak kasih aku.
Okay. Pasal apa aku tanya sekejap belum kita end Aku been religiously be doing creatine for the past 4 months. Aku start January. I start live in January I start lifting January. So aku beli yang gummy yang jual dekat TikTok shop tu. 5 grams per day. Religiously I've been taking. And it's really brilliant. For me, aku rasa aku punya muscle much more dense. When I lift, I got power. Baru-baru aku start nak bikin pack fly 10 dah tak boleh. Sekarang Alhamdulillah about 20 boleh bikin 8 to 10 reps. And aku boleh bench press sekarang about 35 lah. 35. Aku rasa macam this creatine really work. I don't think it's act as a placebo, but I think my advice to people who yang tak pernah try creatine untuk wanita dengan untuk lelaki juga, bagi aku try to take 5 grams per day lah. That's the maximum 500 mg lah.
Ya, pasal kalau cakap pasal supplements I mean like aku tak cakap aku tak pakai terus lah. Macam for creatine aku pakai. Tapi aku member punya lah. Letak kat aku punya protein shake. Tapi bila kalau macam kau buat workout fasted ke apa ke, then this is where macam supplement. Talking about supplement, I just share je So when kalau kau orang tu suka workout fasted pagi ke, then this is kau nak kena pakai kau punya EAA atau BCAA so to preserve kau punya muscle for and also to have a proper electrolytes for hydrations. Then macam protein. Tapi dulu way back then aku rasa casein. Nowadays I think casein is not popular anymore, but casein usually sebelum tidur untuk it will like slow release for muscle recovery.
Correct.
Yeah, there's a lot of supplements apa ni that nowadays have. Yeah. So aku cuma pakai pre-workout. The reason pasal bila kau tahu bila dah jadi PT kadang-kadang penat, so I just need a pre-workout. Then post-workout I just use protein shakes. BCAA for my intra. Tapi kalau orang tanya aku, ni honest punya question, ni bukan pasal aku sponsor ke apa kan. Ni honest punya question. Untuk aku BCA, aku don't find any difference here and there. So kalau minum protein, yes, aku can feel it. Oh, aku feel kenyang and I can feel that my muscle recovery and everything works well. For pre-workout, aku boleh rasa dia punya steam. It help me to boost my focus and everything. Tapi BCA, aku rasa macam kalau orang yang nak beli tu, aku rasa macam just kalau boleh beli dua benda, just pre-workout and protein. Kalau boleh tak, kalau kau boleh workout tak payah pakai pre-workout, boleh pakai kopi pun boleh.
Kopi, yes.
Then go je.
Kopi O kosong
Kopi O kosong, yes.
I'm not encouraged for people to depend sangat on pre-workout because dalam ada taurine, ada macam a lot of things. Tapi kalau boleh go caffeine. Tapi yang paling important, kalau boleh tidur cukup dan lepas tu workout then proper lah.
Itu better. Okay. Tapi macam mana pun kau dengar dia punya consultation.
Yes.
Pasal Altura Spaces pun ada free consultation.
Betul lah.
Jadi kepada korang yang nak tengah pening-pening kepala, rumah dah nak dapat.
Yalah.
Lagi berapa bulan? Macam mana ni sekarang siapa kita nak cari? Korang bolehlah cari Altura Spaces. Pasal diorang ada free consultation untuk advise korang on your renovation punya
Betul.
needs.
That's right.
Korang boleh telefon mereka dalam 8714 5808.
Ya, dalam English?
871458008.
And macam mana pun kita nak ucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada Daniel Azman.
Tapi sebelum tu dia punya social media handle macam mana?
Yes.
Orang tahu?
Aku nak cakap lah
Minta
ni.
maaf, saya minta maaf.
Sabarlah dulu. Kita nak ucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada Daniel Azman atas kehadiran anda ke studio kami. Nampak. Dan kita nak doakan semoga apa-apa yang kau buat, kau will prosper even more, kau punya rezeki bertambah.
Amin.
And semuanya yang baik-baik lah untuk engkau.
Amin.
And also maybe kau boleh share kau punya social handles. Maybe orang nak tanya, minta pendapat ke apa. Diorang boleh reach out dekat kau
Boleh insyaAllah.
Tapi jangan DM body check ni semua belum lagi.
Jangan,
Betul.
DM Sulawak.
Sibut. Okay, silakan Daniel.
Okay, so for social media, kalau Instagram Daniel_Azman DANIAL _Azman AZMAN. Kalau TikTok Daniel DANIAL _Azman AZMAN. So guys, support sikit lah. Like, save and share. Lagi banyak lah aku akan share.
Dia lagi semangat lah orang
Lagi
kata.
semangat.
Betul. And also to tell you guys, Daniel Azman is also part of Gym Folks.
Yes.
Jadi kita
Gym
semua community yang healthy and kita orang-orang yang positif.
Betul.
Jadi dengan tu kita akhiri kita punya podcast ini.
Betul.
Dengan Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.